So this is a little bit of the information that the librarian gave me when she was telling me that like she couldn't tell me anything because she had to remain like kind of on hush hush terms with her centrist censorship in the library of all places. But yeah, this is kind of like stuff we all know about, but I'm all about repeating myself, especially with my crap memory. I haven't even read this yet, so it's not like I'm repeating it all the time. Anyways, the library board responds to allegations by county judge. Senate Bill 169 removes taxing power of library boards across the state by Susan Salyer. It's a gray day at Louisiana Library Board meeting. Um, on April 11th, 2022, the Lawrence County Public Library had a regular scheduled board meeting at 5 p.m. Um, Board of Trustees present were Carrie Pelfrey, Director, John Osborne, Mark Lester, Scott Osborne, Lucy Chambers, and Kim Burchett. Uh, February 2022 financial special meeting, motion by Mark Lester and second by Lucy Chambers. Pelfrey stated that a special meeting will be called for financials as soon as Monday, April 18th, 2022. Bond payoff. Mr. Pelfrey discussed that the $150,000 bond they received needs to be paid. The bond was for operational capital in 2008. The board decided to pay off bond pending Senate Bill 167, motion by Mark Lester and second Scott Osborne. Dan Miller Consulting Strategic Plan. Mr. Dan Miller is from Scott County. He has been hired by the LCPL for a second time to help strategically plan for the library funds. Miller talked the board through the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for the library and reviewed their goals. Board updates. Ms. Pelfrey stated that there were 60 programs offered by the library last month, and they had 2,416 in attendance. Virtual programs last month had 5,000 in attendance. She said KDLA, Kentucky Department for Libraries and Archives, wants to quantify self-directed programs. All virtual programs had 3,000 in attendance. Executive homebound students, except homebound students, nursing homes, senior vets, and outreach. Pelfrey went on to explain that she filed 2 forms on the open records request for the LC Fiscal Court because of statements County Judge Phil Carter gave while under oath while speaking at SB 167. The fiscal court had 5 days to respond, and the fiscal court didn't respond to Pelfrey, filed an appeal with the Attorney General on April 5th, giving the fiscal court another 5 days to respond to AG. So on May 8th, 2022, Pelfrey should receive a response from AG. John Osborne asked Pelfrey what happens on January 1st, 2023, when SB 167 passes. Quote, County judges will have the authority to appoint trustees and will no longer have to follow the recommendations of the library board. The library board will have to recommend 2 names and send them to KDLA. KDLA would make sure they are citizens of Kentucky, then send those 2 names to the country judge's office. Now, when the county judge receives the 2 names, they can approve or deny the names or pick someone else as board trustees, Pelfrey said. This is the biggest problem for the library right now. The other concern for the library is that funds in the building can be used as educational institutions. Pelfrey said, quote, "There are so many gray areas if SB 167 passes." Alright. Lawrence Co-Library has more than 6 million in their possession. It's step one on figuring out how to get the money, fixing roads, salaries, and political favors, and they almost admit that, Miller said. And in quote again, "Judges in eastern, southern mostly, and far western Kentucky, where country judges are the biggest, most powerful in the county, they control budgets. They put all their family members on the payroll. That's where the abuse happens," Miller said. He worries most about how the fiscal court is going to try to get the money. Then they will start saying, "We are going to appoint a board of political appointees to review the book on the shelves." Pelfrey said, Yep, censorship is the next on the table." Miller said, quote, "That's a great way to get elected in some places and get all the dirty books all out of the library. KDLA is in a bad spot. They are a state-appointed agency, and they can't advocate for this being a bad thing. Plus, they cut KDLA's state budget over the last 10 years. There used to be 8 regional directors, and that had been cut to 2. It's sad because Kentucky already has a bad reputation, and this just makes it worse." Pelfrey said, "It's a sad day if the bill is overridden. It's a sad day for libraries. We will never operate or function the same." Pelfrey ended by saying she just wants to be able to do her job and be left alone. Dina Ferris, SLCPL employee, said, quote, "We just want to do what's best for the patron. It's truly functions to improve the lives of our patrons, and that's our goal," Pelfrey agreed. Miller said, "It all goes back to why Benjamin Franklin funded the first library, to give people access to it." Now, I don't know how true that is. I'm just reading what this says. Public comment. Librarian Carrie Frey declined to answer laser questions and told us to get an open records request. On April 13th, 2022, Susan Salyer, Laser reported, sent an email to the librarian. Carrie Pelfrey requested information. Pelfrey responded to the email with a form to fill out to inspect public records. Salyer filled out the form, requested 4 pieces of information. They include 1. Copy of library budget the last 2 years. 2. List of salaries of all employees in the last fiscal year. 3. Amount of contract with Dan Miller Consulting Group. 4. Name, address, etc. of banks or banks that the library does business with, including the balance, $6 million. You can read about Senate Bill 167 elsewhere on the Laser or on the Senate website. It has passed both the houses of legislature and is on the governor's desk. Senator Philip Wheeler said Friday that his bill has the votes to override a possible veto by the governor, or the bill will automatically become law after 10 days. Oh. Sorry about that. So, yeah, you guys may not care, but there's a lot of banned books. And this is not just all of them, but a lot of the banned books are LGBT stuff. And yeah, just look at this. The Hate You Give is a police brutality thing. I almost took that out, but I was just like, I wasn't interested at the time. Sorry if you can't read any of that. Yeah, I might have to take a picture, but Yeah, the American Library Association tracked 729 challenges, because I don't know, that's the word they use for some reason. And um, the University Materials and Services in 2021. Of the 1,597 individual books that were challenged or banned in 2021, here are the top most challenged. So, I guess I'll read this out because it's a little important. Um, there's the genderqueer book by Malay Kaubabe, Lawn Boy, All the Boys Aren't Blue. You can only imagine what that is. Out of the Darkness, The Hate You Give, which is, violence and outrage against the police. The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. Not really sure what that's about. Oh, banned and challenged for profanity, sexual references, and use of a derogatory term. Yeah, they just want to use the terms themselves. They don't want people, like, reading it in a specific good faith context, I bet. Like, I have no idea what this book is about, but they want to be able to say their slurs and ban people with the conceptual slur. They don't want people reading a book in good faith with slurs in a context that is against them. Anyways, yep. There's this book called "This Book Is Gay." Yeah. And if you watched my Ron DeSantis video, he's banning math books, and I think 40% of the books that were banned were LGBT. And, you know, I know, like, Westerners get a lot of hate by saying this is like Weimar, but it's just the beginning. Like, and I guess people like me, like, we probably have a privilege to be a little paranoid, because nothing's happening to me. I'm not being taken out. I've never been discriminated against. I've always had privilege with the police. I ran from a cop and nothing happened to me at all. So, it's fucked up. Oh, I did this when I was 19, by the way, but still, I would have been shot dead if I was black or some shit. Alright, see ya.